thanks a lot, General Sharma. Thank you for a very exciting deliberation by Professor Chaudhary. This is wonderful deliberation on the infrastructure development in the country and the prospects which is we can see for Viksit Bharat 2047. So let me start with thanking GCTC for inviting me to be part of this very, very important deliberation on the theme of shaping India's journey to global superpower by 2047. This is a thought which comes from Honorable Prime Minister's address on 15th August 2022 at the end of AMRUT Mahotsav, that the Amrit Kal begins from then for the next 25 years when this country will be transformed into out of the 5 Panch Pran, the first Pran Viksit Bharat 2047. So this is a resolution of the whole country coming through the thoughts of Honorable Prime Minister. And everybody can realize what the country has seen in the last 10 to 11 years. The way it has progressed. We have all seen how things have in all sectors are getting fully transformed. And I don't think anybody has any kind of doubt that by 2047, there is another 2 decades from now, India is going to be a developed country. I would like to thank GCTC to take up such an important topic, and I have seen that in there are 13 sessions covering different aspects of Viksit Bharat. And 2 sessions, one initial inaugural and the second is the validatory. I think 15 sessions together is going to chart out what this Viksit Bharat is today and how it is going to roll out in the next 2 decades to come. Well, this section which is focused on the infrastructure and the logistics is a very, very important, because infrastructure is a must for any country's development. It is said that 1 rupee spent on the GDP leads to 2 to 3 rupees growth on the GDP. 1 rupee spent on the infrastructure leads to 2 to 3 rupees growth of GDP, or an increase in infrastructure by 1% leads to nearly 0.7 to 0.8% of the growth of the GDP. We are planning to have growth of, reaching to nearly $40+ trillion economy by 2047. And that is possible through this kind of infrastructure, which provides a complete ecosystem through which the economy can grow by leaps and bounds. A glimpse of that, a picture of that was given by Professor Chaudhary right now. The GDP growth, it improves, so much of employment which comes, so much of logistics cost comes down, the quality of life of the citizens goes up. That is the very measure of the ease of living of the citizens. That is the most important, and that ease of living of citizens is possible through improving the infrastructure. Whether just think of it, the Prime Minister Gram Sadak Yojana. Today every village is connected with the roads. Recently, only this month, I had gone to my village, where earlier it will take 2 days. I wouldn't have thought of going from Delhi to my village, which is in eastern UP. You will go 1 day to Lucknow and the second day you go to the village. I took by road and started in the morning, stayed for almost 3 hours in between at 2-3 places, and by the evening I was in my village. It is because of the expressway going to Agra, Agra to Lucknow, Lucknow to Purvanchal expressway. Think of it going to Mumbai. Once this Mumbai-Delhi expressway is ready, it will take just 12 hours. You can travel from Delhi to Mumbai like this. Or the rail corridor, high-speed rail corridor, which once it is there, Mumbai to Ahmedabad. This is the kind of change which country is seeing, and how it is going to improve the quality of life, how it is going to reduce various kinds of costs which are there in our life. This is, not only the physical infrastructure, the digital infrastructure, which was shortly, it was taken up by Professor Chaudhary. Digital infrastructure. Think of UPI. Very easily you can make payment anywhere, UPI. DigiLocker. How it has made life so simple. Digi Yatra. Those who are traveling by air. Digi Yatra, how things have become so simple. The whole life, this digital public infrastructure is changing the lives of the citizens. And that is the new Bharat. That is our movement towards the Viksit Bharat. This is, some of the examples which he touched. India has, very recently the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated Chenab Bridge. This is a marvel, technological marvel. Something which is higher than the Eiffel Tower. Such a wonderful steel structure, arch structure. Or Pamban Bridge, which you mentioned, sir. Pamban Bridge. This is a vertical lift. This was something, few years back it was just not possible. People won't even think of that such a thing was possible in India. And now this is all reality. And this is the India moving towards the Viksit Bharat 2047. You heard of the Bogeybill Bridge in Arunachal Pradesh on Brahmaputra. It was pending for such a long time. Almost 5 kilometers of bridge is a dual bridge, both rail and road both together. And that is possible. And not only that, another bridge on Brahmaputra that is coming up, almost 20 kilometers long bridge. This is the new India. This is Viksit Bharat, through which the technological marvels are coming up. We have, various kinds of examples one can give how the Indian engineers, Indian scientists, or India as a team, they the kind of thing which have made possible. The Chandrayaan 3. This is, the Honorable Prime Minister said that, so cheap to travel right up to the moon. This is the kind of technological development which is happening. How, now let me give you some examples of, how things are moving. See, when the whole world was facing the problem of COVID, the whole world was completely devastated. India came out with a new policy of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The National Infrastructure Pipeline, almost 200 lakhs crores, 200 trillion rupees infrastructure funds, almost 15, something like 15,000 projects. They were sanctioned, they're all in the pipeline. A lot of projects have been completed. As a Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, I was chasing various of the projects which was part of this. And how this was possible? Where the money has come? So many new ways of innovative of financing. Something which was people were not thought of earlier. Things like real estate investment trust, things like infrastructure investment trust, things like HAM scheme, things like various innovative financing has come. You mentioned about the housing, sir. How this was possible? More than 1 crore of houses in the urban area. Just not possible. This kind of thought was not even coming in anybody that India will be able to do this. Now this is all being made possible because India is a different India today. You think of the national highways. Sir, you mentioned about 1.5 lakh kilometers national highway. We were making some 3 to 4 kilometers of national highway per day. Today it is average is almost like 30 kilometers per day. 10 times of the speed. We are the same people, same kind of finance, but now we are managing our finance well. We are managing the PM Gati Shakti, what the problems like the land acquisition, problems like the various things, they are not coming together. The Pragati meeting of the Honorable Prime Minister, where he reviews all the Chief Secretaries and all the Secretaries to Government of India, where all projects which are lying incomplete almost for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, they get that kind of move and they are getting completed. The expressways, I mentioned about the Delhi-Mumbai, there is a Jamnagar, Mumbai, another express. There are so many expressways, almost like 4,000 kilometers of expressways are ready and so many are coming in the pipeline. Dedicated freight corridor, you mentioned, sir, dedicated freight corridor, how this is making such a big difference. East-West corridor complete, West, the corridor, Delhi-Mumbai West corridor, that corridor is almost ready, Regional rapid transport, Delhi to Meerut. In fact, I have been it was my fortune that I was the one who had, in the planning and execution of this RRTS, the first RRT Delhi to Meerut. Delhi to Meerut, yesterday I met with somebody, he said, sir, now from Meerut to Delhi journey is so simple. The 53 kilometers is already running, the whole 82 kilometers should be running by end of this year. And once you have this Delhi to Meerut, then Delhi to Panipat, Delhi to Alwar, and various other places across the country. Because now we have the technology, it is not only, the new India is not only constructing these things with the help of others, but also making it part of Make in India and making it for the world. Now let me tell you, as a RRTS, almost 90% of the things are all Make in India. We didn't have the civil engineering technology. We didn't have the, various things we didn't have. We have learned from the Europe, we have learned from France, we have learned from Germany, we have learned from Italy, various places we have learned, Spain, and now this is all part of Make in India. Metro. Think of metro today, more than 1,000 kilometers of metro are running, up and running, and almost another 1,000 kilometers in the process. So we'll have 2,000 kilometers of metro. We are already third largest in the world. More than 1 crore passengers are traveling on the metro every day. This is possible, and think of it the way, the moment this grows to 2,000 kilometers, the number of passengers are not going to become twice, it is going to become multiple times. Because the connectivity improves, and then the number of passengers are going to grow. How it is going to impact the lives of the citizens? The number of the airports and metro. Not only that, now today we have got completely made in India metros. Most of the technologies are made in India. So we are not only doing it for ourselves, but we are also helping other countries. We are, our engineers are consulting in various other countries in different places for the metro construction. The airports, 160 plus airports. The way it has grown, and it is the way it is growing. Our prospect for 2047. Every nook and corner, the whole country is going to be mapped to the airports, and air travel is going to be so much easier. And that is going to provide the lubrication to the economy. That is going to provide, the different places are going to become the growth centers. Jewar Airport, which is coming next door, it is going to be the largest airport, 7 strips. This is, I was supposed to open very soon. Already the landing has been there. National waterways, almost like, more than 20,000 kilometers of waterways have been planned. 13 waterways are already there. We had the longest cruise, 3,200, if you remember this Varanasi, this Kashi, as a chief secretary, I was coordinating this in Uttar Pradesh. This is something where the 3,227 river systems it has crossed and gone from Varanasi to Dibrugarh, crossing the national boundaries. So this is how the infrastructure is moving. The ports are growing, not only in terms of size, but also in terms of using the technology to making things easier, ease of doing business, so that the turnaround time comes down to almost 30%, 40%. Our logistics, our ranking in logistics has gone down from 54 to 38. This is the number of ports increasing. Recently, the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated the port in Trivandrum. The Vigilance, this port makes sure that now we don't have to go to Colombo for transshipping. This is possible there. And now, not only that, but in future, this Vigilance port, once it is completed, this is going to take around 3 to 4 TU, but much bigger one is coming in Badhavan, near Bombay, JPT airport. And that's such a huge capacity. There another one which is coming is Galthia Bay in the Andaman and Nicobar. So by 2047, we are going to be one of the leading, transporters leading to the leading movement of the all these things. Electric vehicles. The way electric vehicles is moving, our Honorable Prime Minister's commitment in the COP22 was by 2070, India will be zero emission. And how that route, one of the major polluter is going to be the vehicular pollution. We are fast converting electrical vehicles. You just mentioned, sir, 8 lakhs electric buses in the urban areas. That's all, that is how we are moving. Whether it is buses or cars, electric, EV corridors through the expressways and through the national highways. This is being planned, complete infrastructure, the way India is moving, and the last is the digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure, public infrastructure. It started with use of Aadhaar, the JAM system. But JAM led to the UPI, led to the DigiLocker, led to so many things. Today, India is stack. Whether it is the health or agriculture, or now we have agri stack, we have a health stack, so many urban stack. I started with the urban stack. This whole scenario is changing. So this is changing for 2047. Honorable Prime Minister, when he says, I had a great privilege of working directly under him as a Secretary to Government of India, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. His vision is so big, and he takes the whole country with him, so that creates a kind of an ecosystem, creates a kind of environment, and that is how a new parliament, think of it, the new parliament was possible just in 2 years. You go and you will feel so much, you will so much proud. You see your vista, which is called Kartavya Path. Whole thing was possible in 2.5 years. This is the vision of Honorable Prime Minister, and that vision is getting translated through India as a team India, So I think this infrastructure, which is so much important for Viksit Bharat 2047, is getting translated into making people's life much more simpler, so that they can contribute to the best of their abilities. Whatever potential they have got, the God has given them that potential, and also making the business so simple, ease of doing business, so that the country grows and economy grows. We are already the 4th largest economy in the world. Very soon, in a couple of years, we are going to be the 3rd largest economy, and we may overtake number 2 before 47. That's the kind of vision with which India is working, and for that, this infrastructure, covering the logistic cost, these things are very, very important. India is right on that path. Thank you.